and welcome to the Our Voices, and today we'll be having the voice actor, hence your name.
Kyle or VioletHap, either or. I answer to either.
Mm-hmm. And also, please tell us where you're from.
Sure, I'm from the United States, Kansas specifically.
There you go. And also, would you like to tell us how you got into voice acting?
Sure. I started around January 2019, but started seriously pursuing it around May 2020, and that's more because of peer pressure from my friends than anything else, honestly. Because I was doing voiceovers for them, like just something to make them laugh. Like they would give me something to read, I would read it in like a silly voice. And every so often, they would just push me to pursue it professionally. And eventually, I ended up taking part in this voiceover contest that was hosted by Chuck Huber, who you
Oh,
might know
wow.
as Dr. Stein from Soul Eater, Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, Android 17, and Dragon Ball. Really prolific actor.
Mm-hmm.
It was a voiceover contest hosted by him. I made it to the second round. Didn't go past that, but he did reach out to me through an email, suggested that I take his class, and ever since I decided to take this more seriously.
That's amazing. Holy crap. Like, I've never done a contest, but I hear like so many like do contests, and I was like, damn, am I like missing out or something?
But take one if you ever see one. It was really neat. I think my prompt was tongue twisters, so I just kind of did one with Crunk from Emperor's New Groove, like Peter Piper picked a bag of pickled peppers, but wait a minute, if Peter Piper picked a bag of pickled peppers, then where's the pick of peppers that Peter Piper picked? Which, speaking of pickled peppers, those are one of the chief ingredients in my spinach puffs. Stuff like that. That was fun.
My God, that's a really good impression.
Thank you.
You could almost do the Emperor's New Groove cast if you wanted to.
Pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong lever.
That's what I mean. It's like you could do it as like, you know what? Disney can just hire you and go like, bam, you're the whole show.
Oh my god.
That's it. That's it. Like Disney's like, okay, we have our voice actor for He's My Krug. We're done.
Oh, that's high praise. Thank you.
I actually thought it was really good because I was imagining Krunk talking in my head. That's why.
Ooh,
That's actually really, really good. I like that a lot.
thank you. Yeah, one of my favorite characters of all time, honestly. Such a sweetheart.
Oh. Oh, another thing as well is that what are your favorite types of voices to role?
Nowadays, anything that asks for my normal speaking voice, because I'll have these periods where I just hate the sound of my own voice. I don't know. It's a lot. I know a lot of people. That's not a me problem. That's something a lot of people go through. But just knowing that somebody wants how I normally speak whenever I get cast for something, that's a good confidence boost, and it's good therapy for me as well.
I can see that. Like, I remember reading a psychology test that was saying, like, 6 out of 10 people do not like hearing the sound of their own voice. It was like
Uh-huh.
something, it was from Psychology Today. And then I thought, oh, I'm one of those people as well.
And why is that? I'm curious.
They were saying, like, because in our ears we hear differently of our voices. So when we actually hear a recording back, we're like, oh, so that's what I really sound like compared to what I imagine in my head.
Ah, okay.
And I thought that makes sense to me because in my voice, I always imagine my voice a little bit deeper than what I think. But then some people tell me like, "Oh no, your voice is higher pitched than what you think." And I was like, "What?" So I had a friend record me in middle school and I thought, "Oh my god, I sound like a chipmunk sometimes." And I was like, "It's not that deep." I was expecting it to be deeper, kind of like tomboyish, but no, it is like a chipmunk sometimes.
Night and day, right?
Yeah, and it's like, how do you and then I also think about what my dad often says, going like, how you view yourself versus how the world sees you is always different as well.
Absolutely. I
Which is
have a
kind of
lot of
like,
people approaching me saying that they really like the sound of my voice. I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you." That's an again, like I said, a really good confidence boost.
I actually think so as well. Like, you're actually like really good for like that. Not exactly. You're more for like that teenage audience, kind of like the regular show.
Oh, yeah?
You have like a really good voice for that, kind of like a teenage audience. It's
Ah,
very youthful, but it's also laid back as well.
oh, thank you. I don't feel youthful.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Actually, next month is my birthday.
Oh. Oh, hey.
I feel like I'm turning 20, but I'm actually turning 30 next month.
Oh, I just turned 32 last month. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so it's like, I remember one time, there was the one time I was calling, like, agencies because to figure out where to phone call and send demos, and then the next thing you know, I had this one place that I thought was an agency that turned out to be a dentistry, and then this dentist
What?
called me sweetheart and, like, sweetie, and I was like, "Does he think I'm a kid?"
Oh my.
Yeah, he thought I was a kid, and this happened, like, this year.
Wow.
They thought I was a kid, and I thought to myself saying, like, either my voice is way different than what I think or something else because it's like, damn, I did not expect that to be called sweetie from from an older gentleman like that. And he sounded like middle aged. And I was like, oh my god, do I sound like a kid?
Also, sir, you're on duty. Why are you calling people sweetie?
I know. Well, unless I get like a sticker, then I don't mind.
That makes it okay then.
Yeah, I mean, I still want stickers and like a lollipop. I mean, I still want that. I remember one time I was getting a blood test like this year or last year, and they're like, "Oh," and I saw Hello Kitty stickers. I was like, "Can I get one?" And they were so confused. I was like, "You want one?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's Hello Kitty. I want one."
Oh, sweet.
It's like, I'm not gonna pass up on a sticker. I don't care how old I am.
Oh, no,
I
take it.
I I did my blood test. I did my work.
I was very brave during it. I want that sticker.
Exactly. I hate shots though. I completely scream when I have shots.
Ooh,
Yeah, like I have to hold my hand. Someone has to hold my hand. Like, yeah.
have them squeeze and then squeeze their hand as hard as you can to
Yeah,
distract them.
apparently
Yeah.
apparently I was a kid one time, as well. I ran so fast that I almost made it out the door from a blood test.
Oh god.
So close, but then the giant nurse grabbed me and just took me back.
You're coming with me, kid.
Exactly, and the next thing you know, I kind of felt like my cat went and goes like, "No, Michael, put me down," because I have like two cats and one of them is still kitten, so she's like running all over the place, and she's always like squealing and meowing when I pick her up, and I'm like, "I'm not doing anything to you."
Aw. Aw, give him time.
She's a little menace to society, but it's like she's my menace to society.
There you go. Yeah, most cats are, but we love them.
Okay. So another thing as well is this. I wanted to be asking you, like, if you were to be given like a role, kind of like what's something that you really try to challenge yourself on the roles of?
Ooh. Oh, that's a really good question. So, whenever someone asks me what my favorite character to play is, I always say, as much as it sounds like a cop out, is my next role because I have no idea what it is. And, if I can be pushed to do it, I'll do it. So I do occasionally these fan dubs. We did one for like Mega Man Legends. It's a video game as well as Kingdom Hearts. I played Donald Duck for that one. But I
Oh
also played
wow.
like Geppetto and I also played Tinkerbell, which are some voices out of my comfort zone. So, you got an old man like this and Tinkerbell, where I just kind of made her like out like Navi, like, hey, listen, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
something I'm not expecting. Those are
Hmm.
the roles I like because I get to surprise myself on what I can do as well.
So I grew up doing like lots of theater acting,
Oh, you
and
too.
mhm, yeah, I mean, I went from theater acting to voice acting. So then I remember I was doing this one role from like a very conservative, like 19 post World War II. I think it was 1950s role, and I was like, damn, I hate this mom so much. It's like, lady, let your son speak. But I kept pushing and going like, you know what? I understand her character, but I don't like it. But I understand it.
As long as you understand it.
Yeah. And that's kind of like one of the things about like acting is that you can try to understand different types of people and characters that you normally don't get along with or like.
Yeah, and that's
And
a
the
beautiful
thing,
thing.
that's what I do like about it. And I remember the reason why I say that is because when you said about Tinkerbell, I was like, I remember when I was a kid, I got used to get so annoyed by Tinkerbell. I was like, girl, just get out of the way. Just move if you don't like it so much. And it took me a long time to realize, oh, she has a crush on Peter Pan. I kept
Yeah.
thinking she was, like, forced to come. I was like, "Why is she always there if she doesn't wanna be there?"
Oh, no, her and Peter Pan are like this. I'm clasping my hands together.
Oh, okay. So I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Just leave." So, oh, man, there was, like, a lot of things I didn't understand, like, as a kid. Like, I didn't know that, I kept thinking that Bambi was a girl. That's a very cliche one, but it is true. I really thought Bambi was a girl, and I thought that, like, the 2 deers that were fighting for that female deer was just Bambi and trying to get, like, a male deer after her, and I was like, "Oh, so Bambi was a boy."
Oh, wow.
That's what I thought in my head. Very active, wild imagination.
I was about to say Disney was really progressive back then. What happened?
I know. I was, oh, man, like, Disney would have gotten so much money if they did that.
Right?
The scandal, the drama, the love. So, what type of fandoms are you in?
Oh, there's a lot. Uh, I guess, like, going into video games right now, I've kind of been heavy into Ace Attorney, Yakuza, Persona recently. I don't really interact in the community. I just kinda talk about it among friends and everything, but yeah, not too many that I'm actively into, though.
Yeah, fandoms have, in my opinion, I think fandoms have really changed in like the past 10 years.
Mhm.
And I remember me and my friends would often talk about like the funniest things, like about Kingdom Hearts. We would constantly say, like, damn, Riku out here stealing Sora from Kairi all the time. And then we would often like make all these jokes and things, but it's like with a lot of shipping wars coming again. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I will say
I
this about Kingdom Hearts. We heard Donald Duck say Sephiroth's name, and that's the most beautiful thing to me, you know? "Sora, it's Sephiroth." I
Oh
love
my
that.
god, that was Donald!
That was.
Did
First
you
voice I ever learned, actually.
did you ever see that Donald Duck episode where he has a normal voice?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I think it was, Don Cheadle doing that too.
Yeah. Donald Duck, Don Cheadle. I understand why they picked him, but when I heard Donald Duck, I was like, "What the heck is this?" I was so completely shocked.
Sounds normal.
I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, I thought somebody was doing a fan dub or a voice over it or like it was an edit.
Oh, no, that's a human being behind that.
I thought it was like an edit. I really thought like someone did kind of like some like a Nightcore like edit or something. Like a reverse Nightcore. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's real."
That's real.
I was just so shocked. But honestly, I think you have a good vocal range,
Thank you.
especially with like raspy voices and also you got your laid back voice. I think it's really good.
Oh, yeah, range is very important, and there's nothing wrong with just, speaking normally. Like, we talked about Crunk earlier, Patrick Warburton, like, he's been
Mhm.
doing that voice his whole life. Well, I'm not gonna say he's been doing that voice, that is his voice, but, he
Yeah.
still has a healthy career for it, so if you
Mhm.
can't do a lot of voices, that's fine, just be comfortable voicing you, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Like not everyone's going to be a Tara Strong like where they have like so many vocal ranges or like Mel Blanc and it's like, "Oh god."
Yeah, and that's okay.
Like one time I was trying to like make my voice go really deep, more of something like this, but then I had like a limitation. I was like, "Ugh."
Ooh.
I was trying to make it more of like a classic like preteen boy voice. And then the next thing you know, it started to hurt. Like I was like after an hour, I was like, "I need water. I need water."
Ooh. Yeah, if it hurts, you're doing it wrong, don't ever strain yourself like that.
Yeah. It kind of sucks though because I really do like that voice, but I also think I was also like a bit rusty because it's been a while. I had like a period where I was so burned out from like auditions and I was like, I have to stop. Otherwise, I'm gonna get burned out more and not do anything.
Absolutely. I forgot which voice actor specifically said this, but, he did say, if you can't maintain the voice for a period of 4 hours, then don't hurt yourself doing it.
That's actually really good advice. Yeah.
Yeah, if it hurts, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know. For me, it's just like because I was also taking a singing class to help me breathe.
Oh, you sing?
No, I really, really don't. But the thing is that a lot of like the singing class, from what I heard, was similar to the breathing techniques that I also had from acting class.
Uh-huh.
So there was like a lot of like overlaps that had connections in it. I
Oh,
wish I could
cool.
sing. I wish.
I do too. One of these days, I do wanna take the time and get some proper lessons.
Yeah. I did take some singing classes, but the thing is that I'm still not fully there yet.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I'm really shy because I've been told most of my life I can't sing or can't pitch a tune. So I was like, oh.
Mm,
So it's kind of like, oh. And my
yeah.
sister does choir a lot, so
Oh.
she was like, "No, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong." And she's a little bit critical, but I know she means well.
Yeah. Well, at least she's honest.
Yeah. I would rather have somebody like be honest with me than lie to me. And I was like, I can't need that because the thing is that when you're in acting as well in like this type of like profession is that you constantly always have to be open to like changes and improving yourself.
Absolutely.
That's why I also have like the life lesson of you can never go to sleep without learning something new.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Right? I really, really like it because I was like, I haven't learned anything new today. And then I was like going online, look up some fun facts, like about how I found out like one out of like 10 orange cats, there's always going to be one female cat. I had no idea about that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I did not know that. I did not know that most orange cats are boys.
Very interesting.
It was,
I do like that advice. I'm gonna take that with me if you don't mind.
oh no, I don't mind. Actually, that's good. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Remember
Schoolhouse
that.
Rock.
Exactly. Oh boy. So another thing as well is that I wanted to ask.
Mhm.
So the thing is this about voice acting, and it's very, very important. Do you often ad lib?
If I'm allowed to. Some like it, some don't. Like I was mentioning, the Mega Man Legends and Kingdom Hearts dubs, those are all improv, so they're all for ad-libbing. But, other things like, there's a couple of animated projects coming out that I can't talk about just yet. One of them encouraged, ad-libbing, the other one had a script that they wanted everyone to stick with, so it's all about what they want. If I do have that leeway to do my own thing, then I'll do it, but if they don't want that, then I'll respect that as well.
The reason why I was asking that is because I have dyslexia, so sometimes some words kind of get jumbled up, or sometimes I add a word in. And
Mhm.
my theater teacher was like, "Come on, you can't ad lib when it comes to Shakespeare or like older works." I was like, "Oh, it's so difficult."
Yeah.
Because sometimes I can't help but add the word "the" or "to" or "the" or add, like, an S in there, and it's like, "No, no."
No.
Exactly, and I was just like, "Why is it so difficult for my head?"
Well, I hope they were patient with you.
Oh, no, luckily they were. The college I went to, like, it has, like, a disability program for helping out those with dyslexia.
Oh, good, good.
Mhm. It's actually I think it's one of the best in Southern California because it was on a interview on PBS, or PBS station.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, nice. Huh, were you involved in that?
No, but I think I saw my dad in the background because he works at their bookstore.
Oh, nice.
Everybody thinks I can get discounts, but it's like, no, no, no. I
He just works
wish,
there.
I wish so bad that I could get discounts because the bookstore also sells candy. So I was like, ooh, chocolate.
Mm.
But no, doesn't work like that.
Ugh.
Because all I think of is that SpongeBob meme where it goes like, chocolate. I was
With or
like,
without nuts.
oh man, chocolate is so. I also read somewhere that chocolate also helps like improve your memory.
Does it?
Yeah, I think I read somewhere around that. So I was like, "Oh, my ADHD can combat this with chocolate."
Hey, now milk chocolate, dark chocolate, what are we talking?
Kind of like dark chocolate because of the
Okay,
cocoa.
gotcha.
And I was like, "Oh man, good. Finally, I can have an excuse to eat more chocolate." Because the thing is that I have like a sweet tooth, And also my family says like I'm a sugar addict or kind of like Winnie the Pooh. And I'm like, it's not my fault. It's delicious.
It's good.
I know. I know. Oh yeah, you said you were from Kansas, right?
I am.
Does anybody ever make Superman jokes over there?
No, we get more Wizard of Oz jokes. I wish they would make more Superman jokes.
Oh.
It's like so it's funny, I work in, real estate. I used to work for, Zillow's call center, and one of them, they found out lived in Kansas, and he's like, "Oh, how's Dorothy doing?" And it took me a minute to get it. I'm like, "Dorothy? I just got it. How dare you?" And he had a good laugh.
Honest, I was thinking of like Superman because I was like, didn't they say like in his origin story that he was a farmer boy from Kansas?
Yes. Nobody brings that up, but no, it's Wizard of Oz and cornfields. Like, I live in the city, guys. I have not seen a cornfield in my entire life.
I think I've seen a cornfield once, but it was pretty boring.
I'll bet.
Yeah, it's like it was pretty boring because I couldn't grab any of the corn to like grill it.
Aw.
They're pretty strict about who grabs their corn. I don't get why. There's like so many. It's like, you can miss one.
They won't miss one.
They can miss one. And I really like to put like lemon juice on it.
Really? Lemon juice on corn? I'll have to try that.
Yeah, I mean I like it. And the thing is that where I live, especially since my parents are from Mexico, the thing is that is really great about it is that we have like this thing where we have like corn, mayo, cheese on it, and we can have like spicy powder on it. It's so good. It's like street corn.
So good.
I
Yeah,
know.
street corn is really good. And
I
it's funny,
know.
I live in Kansas, but I, was, raised in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood,
Oh,
so
really?
so many delicious Mexican dishes. I love it. Like, that's one benefit for me, being back. I was actually out of town for about 2 years, but I recently came back earlier this year. Immediately made a beeline for downtown because that's where, like, a very predominantly Hispanic area is, and, oh, I miss the food so much. So good.
Oh my god. I always kept wondering, going like, I wonder how does like Mexican food taste like over there compared to like other like states. But then I realized, damn, it must be so good. Except for Texas. For some reason I don't hear like many Hispanics liking food from Texas. I don't know
I
why they
wonder
don't like Tex Mex.
I wonder why.
Yeah,
It's
I wonder
okay.
why
Like,
too.
I prefer authentic Mexican food, but Tex-Mex isn't awful. I'll eat it.
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with Tex Mex? I mean, I haven't had it, but it's like, do they put more cheese? Do they not like put enough cheese? It's like, what do they not do? I need to look that up. Oh yeah, another thing as well. You said you lived in the city of Texas. I mean, not Texas, Kansas.
I do.
Okay, so when people think of Kansas, it's like more of a rural area. Since you live in the city, do you ever find it difficult for like voice acting because you hear like car horns, or is it still quiet?
Necessarily, I've, soundproofed this closet pretty nicely.
That's good. I live in
Yeah, it's
California, so we had tend to have like earthquakes here and there randomly.
oh,
It's fine because they're mildly small. And I think I read somewhere that California has like the same amount of like earthquakes as like Japan, where it's like we don't feel them anymore.
you can sleep through them, I've heard.
One time I did apparently. My sister did a few times, and the cats have slept through them.
Oh my.
I remember one time I heard a banging sound, and I look over at my cats, and I'm like, well, if they're not awake, I guess it's fine. That's how I know I'm safe
There you go.
because
That's
the
still
cats can
scary, though.
always can
Can't imagine.
tell. Yeah, it's like, so what do you have over there, like, in Kansas that have, like, something, like, dangerous or things like that?
We have tornadoes. Thankfully, none that have ever struck down where I live, thankfully. I do remember I forgot what year, Inside Out came out, but I was planning to see it after I got off work, but a
Mhm.
tornado struck through that theater. It's like, "Okay, well,
Well, there
won't be
goes
doing
that
that
movie.
today." Oh,
Does
what was
nobody
that?
ever make Sharknado jokes?
Not in Kansas, I don't think.
Huh.
I still haven't seen those films yet.
I haven't either. But I hear Will Wheaton is in one of them.
Oh, Will Wheaton?
Yeah.
I I heard they're dumb fun.
It's like one of those movies, like, you have to turn off your brain to enjoy them,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
think
if
that's
you
really fun.
if you go into every movie expecting Academy Award winning stuff, you're gonna be disappointed. Like, sometimes just sit back and have fun.
Yeah, I think that's nice. Like, sometimes I'll be watching, like, a movie. I think Space Jam 2 was not that bad if you turn off your brain.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly, that's what it is, it's just entertainment, that's what it is. Like, no need to think, just relax and enjoy your time. Wait, are there even, like, studios in Kansas?
I know there's a talent agency. I don't know if you know Tom Kane. He played the professor in the Powerpuff Girls as well as
Yeah.
him. He was repped by them before he retired from acting. And I do know that building. It was actually not too far from where I was working at the time. Never
Oh,
had a chance to do that yet because I didn't have the necessary equipment or the professional equipment. I was still working with a snowball mic.
yeah, I get what you mean. It's like, as well, I didn't have, like, most of the equipment as well, so it took me a while, and I had to save up money, and it's like, I was like I telling everybody, I know what the idea of what to do, but the thing is that it's more of I know how to bake the cake, I just don't have the ingredients. That's how I see it as.
That's what it was, yeah, or as one of my friends eloquently put it, you know, they're the Red Lobster in the Uptown district, and your equipment is the Popeyes down the street.
Hey, Popeyes is still good, but
It
yes,
is.
unfortunately, yes.
Don't
We're
knock Popeyes.
trying. Especially in this economy, we're trying.
Oh god, ain't that the truth.
I
I've been
know.
cooking more lately.
You, like, understand the memes of, when the parents say, "Oh, we have food at home."
Oh yeah, we're the food at home.
I know, it's like, I hate that we've become this meme.
We're working on it, we'll get there.
We'll get there. And I was even telling my brother going, like, I was watching this one Comedy Central video about this one lady who made a burlesque show with kittens, like, actual cats.
What?
Yeah, she makes good money off of it. It's, like, on Comedy Central. And I was like, "Damn, I should do that with my own cats. See if I can get some cash from them from, like, selling them."
There you go. I am morbidly curious about that.
Yeah. 'Cause I was like, "I wanna do a burlesque show with, like, kittens and cute little cats and Fluffy. All the fluff in the world."
Oh,
But
so
then some
cute and fluffy!
"Oh, Stitch, yeah." And then one of my I was watching Stitch, like, a few months ago, and my dad was like, "Damn, I hate Stitch, I hate that little girl," and I was like, "She's a kid, why do you hate Stitch?" And he's like, "Stitch doesn't know anything," and it's like, "That's the point." And then my
Look,
brother was
we're
like,
creating
"The whole
kid
point of
characters
Stitch."
in fiction. What are you talking about?
My dad was getting so pissed off, like, he doesn't want, like, doesn't like the movie because of, like, those 2 characters. And then I was telling my brother going like, "Oh, I wish I had a Stitch stuffed animal." You know, and then my brother's like, "Everyone wishes they had a Stitch stuffed animal."
Yeah, Stitch is awesome.
And I was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, he's cute and he's fluffy and so adorable." Kinda reminds me of, like, when Pikachu came out from Detective Pikachu, everybody was, like, so surprised about how fluffy he was. I was like, "So fluffy!
They
Fluffy!"
they nailed this model, they really did.
I know, I was like, "So fluffy." And I heard that the, designer or, like, the person who modeled, like, the live action, Pokemon was somebody, like, from that popular from DeviantArt.
Yeah, a fan.
Yeah, I was surprised, I was like, "Wait a minute, I've seen your art before."
Yeah, so anybody still in art school, don't let your teacher tell you that fan art won't get you anywhere.
It's so true, especially since I heard that Disney has, like, a vault full of fan art, like, books and just everything.
Hey,
The famous Disney vault of, like, fan art. I would love to see it one day, but I don't think they would let me.
really cute. Yeah, they probably wouldn't, but that's adorable.
Right? I was like, "I wanna see it." And I know that there was, like, this thing of, like, they were finding this book, one of the Nickelodeon books, because I like to look up lost media, and they were
Mhm.
finding out, like, one of the Nickelodeon years of, like, all the workers and stuff, and there was, like, a lot of, like, fan art. Well, not necessarily, it was, like, more, like, semi-canon art by, like, a lot of the illustrators as well.
Mhm.
where they actually had, like, a lot of, like, side art pieces, and I was like, "Damn, that's really shocking."
Wow.
Mhm. I had, like, a lot of adult humor in there, but I was like, "Okay, I can see why they didn't release it," but it was really interesting.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, a lot of artists behind Ed, Edd n Eddy did that as well.
Yeah, I was like, "That's really interesting, though," because to me, it's more like you can kind of, like, see, like, a flip a coin where, like, in one side, you're seeing, like, something like kids' cartoon, but then another side, you're seeing, like, adult humor, and it kinda makes you wonder going, like, of the other side.
Mhm.
I can't help but always be fascinated because they know how to, like, create, like, the limitation and pausing it. I don't know, for me,
Absolutely.
I thought it was interesting because I believe in, like, when it comes to art, you should be able to freely do whatever art you want as long as it's not hurting anybody.
I agree. 100%.
Mhm. I think art should be able to be expressed whatever. And, I don't really like, the art censorship because with, like, the YouTube algorithm, please do not hurt me, please do not hurt me, YouTube
Fingers
algorithm.
crossed.
Okay, I was saying, like, for the Olympics, that was thing was art, and a lot of people were upset about, like, the Dionysus thing. I mean, personally, I wasn't upset that I was drag queens, I was more upset, like, I was Dionysus, like, we're Jesus, because I was like, "Wait a minute, it's the Olympics, why are you using someone for theater when it should be, like, Ares or Athena for victory or, like, I don't know, sports?"
Makes sense.
Exactly! So I was like, "Why Dionysus? Dionysus is, like, the god of, like, wine and sanity and, like, fertility and theater." I was like, "Why not Ares or Athena for victory?"
Honestly, after that Olympics, I think everybody participating needed wine or some kind of alcohol.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I
Entertaining
rem
for all the wrong reasons.
I remember that day because I think I was drinking chocolate milk. It was a really good chocolate milk, so I remember that.
That's a good memory. As
I
long as that
know.
was the best part of the experience.
I was kinda confused about what was going on because I was like, "Ooh, fire, ooh, guitars." And then when I saw, like, the statue or, like not statue, like, the setting of the table and, like, all the Greek gods, and I was like, "Okay, okay." And then I sat down and I was like, "Hold the phone.
Hang
Hold the
on.
phone. It should be Athena or Ares. Like, come on, if you're gonna get your Greek gods, do them right."
Do them right.
Exactly. Do the representation right. Oh, you wanna know a fun fact?
Lay it on me.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this. I don't know what is your zodiac sign, but I found out that there's some Greek gods that are actually aligned with some certain zodiacs.
Really?
Like for example, like Dionysus is like connected to like the astrology of like Sagittarius sign.
Huh.
And it's Dionysus and Zeus. So I did not know that.
Yeah, let me get back to you on that. I'm interested in knowing what mine is.
What is your sign?
I'll have to check.
Okay. I know like some days are confusing. I was like, oh. I already know what mine is because it's like in the beginning of September, so I know.
No?
So it's like Virgo, which
Virgo.
I have like Hermes because it's Mercury. But I also got like Persephone because of its harvesting. So that's always interesting because I like learning about that. So there was like a lot of things I did not know about like some of the planets and like the Greek gods and how they were connected with the zodiacs. And I was like, more you know. I always thought
Hmm.
that was interesting because when I was looking up the Dionysus thing, I was also saw Zeus and Sagittarius. I was like, interesting, interesting.
Interesting. Oh, wait, so
Yeah.
I'm early July, so I'm a Cancer, I wanna say?
Oh. So if I remember correctly, July I think is Artemis. Let me check. But it's usually connected to like the moon. Let me see. I had the interest. I have this is very interesting. Okay. So yes, yes, yes. You got da 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 dun Artemis. Which Artemis is really cool. I mean, I like
I
Artemis.
see, I don't know my Greek mythology that well. Artemis, she's associated with
Uh,
animals, right?
animals and hunting.
Ah,
So that was really interesting.
I
So
do like
I
to fish.
re
That counts as hunting, right?
Mhm. Well, to me, I also like it because I was like, well, for me, Artemis I thought was really cool because she was also one of Zeus's favorites, like Athena.
Hmm.
I always thought it was strange about how Zeus never really liked Ares.
Why is that?
I don't know, but apparently he was always seeking his father's approval, and it's like, dude, you're like the Greek god of war. Why didn't Zeus like you? That never made sense to me. The world may never know.
The world may never know.
Exactly. I always get that line from like the Tootsie Lollipop.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Or yeah, I was like, the world may never know, because I always think of like the little owl. I actually would like to see like an owl farm. I think there's one in
Aw,
Italy.
owls are adorable.
Owls are very, very cute. They always look confused though when like they're out during the day, but then I was like, yeah, I get it. It's like nobody wants to be awake early.
Absolutely. No, I'm a night owl, honestly. Like if I didn't have to work at 8:30 every morning, I wouldn't.
I relate so much. For some reason, when it gets to like 10 p.m., I was like, all right, my energy is up. I'm awake. I'm gonna do more. And I was like, oh crap, I have to go to sleep in a few hours.
Glee, you get so much done that late at night. There's no one else around. It's quiet. You can focus, but you gotta get up early. It's a
I don't
vicious
like being an
cycle.
adult.
We're
I
trying.
What I've learned from adulthood is you don't want to do it, but you have to do it.
Absolutely.
I'd rather be a cat. At least they're nocturnal and they're fluffy. They get to run around and nobody punishes them. Actually, I don't think they punish them. I'm not gonna lie. I did have to put my cat in timeout because she was running around too much, unfortunately.
Aw,
It was
too
like
many
5
zoomies.
a.m. Yeah, but the thing is that it was 5 a.m. and I was like, you can't have your zoomies at 6 a.m. because that's when everybody's more awake. Because the thing is that we got a complaint from the neighbor, and I was like, no, Kiki.
Ooh.
That's her name.
Aw.
She's a little female black cat. So I was like after Kiki's delivery service. Instead of Gigi, it's Kiki.
Aw,
She's
sounds
so
so cute.
cute. She's my little mini society, but it's like you can have the zoomies at 6 a.m.
Aw.
From midnight to 6 a.m., she cannot have zoomies.
You're cut off. You're cut off, Kiki.
Exactly. So I had to put her in timeout.
Now, what's
But
your idea of timeout?
well, because my closet is walk-in, I turn on the light and put her inside for like a little while, for like 5 minutes until she calms down.
Oh, does she make a fuss?
Yeah, she does. She kind of acts like a little kid, going like, "Meow, meow."
Oh, Kiki. Those are good cat noises, by the way.
Thank you. Meow. I have lived so much my life with cats, and I was like, "Meow."
Yeah, you'll pick up something.
Yeah, exactly. You can imitate the sound. And the thing is that she's so cute, so sweet and fluffy, and I was like, no zoomies. Though I don't like her in the closet sometimes because sometimes she tries to go after my equipment.
Oh yeah, no, that stuff is delicate.
I know she tried going after the sound blanket, and it goes like, "Oh, it's just a scratchy." I was like, "Don't
Ooh,
scratch it, please."
bad Kiki.
She thinks that it's like a. She thinks she can put her claws into the sound blanket. I was like, Kiki, no.
No, Kiki.
Luckily, I have like a lot of clothes around, but it's still not enough.
No, she wants a shiny.
I know. Speaking of which, I need to tell you something very, very important.
Oh, I'm listening.
For Kingdom Hearts, who would you also voice in?
Oh, okay. There's Donald.
Hmm.
Um, Gosh, who else would I voice? That's a good one. Let's see. I already played Geppetto. I was Tinkerbell. Eventually, we're going to do Kingdom Hearts 2, and I think I'm going to be Oogie Boogie for that as well, which will be really fun.
Ooh,
I'm very excited for that.
yeah, I bet. Like, I did not know. Also, another thing that I read that about like The Nightmare Before Christmas that the majority of the songs were already made. They just incorporated into the movie.
Really?
Mhm. Because I remember the one who made the songs was the lead band singer, like, from Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, Danny Elfman.
Yeah, and he, like, had some songs, he already had some ideas, but then he, like, wanted to make it into, like, a musical, but then he was like, "Nah, let's make it into something else with the director." Because I know it's not Tim Burton, it's, like, I think it's the director for Coraline.
Henry Selick.
That's it. Everyone always thinks it's, like, Tim Burton, it's like, "No, he's just a producer."
Yeah, he wrote the original poem as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, majority of the work was Henry Selick, who doesn't get nearly as much praise as he should.
He really, really should because he also made, James and the Giant Peach as well.
Oh, he did James and the Giant Peach. Nice.
Mhm. And then there's also Coraline as well.
One of my favorites from him, honestly.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful movie.
It really is. It's really, really good. I wish stop motion animation was more, like, looked upon. It's, like, so
Slowly but
incredibly
surely
amazing.
making a comeback. I'm like, what's that new one that was on Netflix a few years back? It was Key and Peele. They were both in it, which Henry Selick also worked on.
Oh,
The
wow.
the name's escaping me though.
I did see the movie, though. It was actually really, really good. I think it was a little bit too long for a movie because I think I should have been in, like, a short series, but I honestly did like it a lot.
Wendell and Wild, that's what it was
Yeah,
called.
that's it. Window and Wild. I know remember Angela Bassett was in it.
She was.
I thought it was a really good movie. I think it should have been a short series instead of a movie, but it was really, really good.
People saying like it was more so the pacing a lot of people just kind of disagreed with, and that if it was spread out into a series, it would be a little more substantial.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I liked it a lot.
For
I
what
think it
we
was
did get,
really
it's not
good.
awful.
Mm-mm, not at all. There's also like a little bonus credit scenes where you see the main character where she says bye to everybody, and I thought it was really cute.
Oh, there was an after credit scene. I missed that.
Yeah, I thought it was
Oh,
super
darn
duper
it.
cute. Everybody always forgets the after credit scenes. Like that's honestly after credit scenes because of like with Marvel movies and like so many other movies, it kind of forces me to stay at like the end. I was like, I guess I'll stay because I already see almost everybody leaving, and not just Marvel movies, like almost every movie. And I think Megamind had like an after credit scene, I think. And I remember I always stay and just have to see it. And I was like, okay, there has to be an after credit scene. There always is in the theaters. And
Yeah,
I was
Marvel
like,
has conditioned us to do that. Like, I actually, saw, Wolverine and Deadpool last week.
oh really? I hear it's really good.
It's really good. I'm not gonna say anything beyond that, but if you did like the other 2 Deadpool movies and you like Wolverine, check it out. Promise you won't regret it.
How? All I know is that someone spoiled it for me that there's the NSYNC song.
Oh, well, that's the opening.
Oh, okay, so that's fine. There is no beeps over here. No beep edits.
Mm-mm.
Because if there was spoiler, I would have to do a beep edit. Or at least do
Right.
a meow like meow.
The audience will appreciate that.
Yes, 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 they would. Another thing as well is that oh yeah, back to Kingdom Hearts. I'm sorry, I'm just like so obsessed with Kingdom Hearts as well.
Hey.
So I was watching like the Kingdom Hearts and someone was like taking some parts of like what's his name? Something Osment, like the voice for Sora.
Oh, Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment. And I was watching some clips that he was in, and I remember he was in the Ted Bundy movie, and it was really, really funny because somebody like was drawing him as Sora, saying it like, kind of saying like saying about how Ted Bundy was part of Organization 13.
Oh, no.
It was so bad.
It's vexed.
It was so bad. And I was watching the clips of it, and I was like in the living room watching it from the Fire Stick. And my dad walked in and goes like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh, do you remember that kid who says I see dead people from The Sixth Sense? That's him." He was like, "He hasn't changed. His face hasn't changed that much. He still has that baby face."
Does.
Yeah, and I was telling him like, "Dad, you've also heard his voice in Kingdom Hearts," and he was like, "Really?" Like, yeah. He's always surprised when I tell him these things. Like, a lot of people also don't know that One of the Sprouse twins is also in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he was Yozora, right?
Mhm. They do really good cosplays. I think they did Howl's Moving Castle once. I
Well,
remember
one of the twins?
yeah.
Oh
It
wow,
was
they're
not
one of us. Hell yeah.
I know one of them did not do he was the one who did not do Jughead. I think it was Dylan Sprouse. He actually was recommending everyone to watch, Demon Slayer, and I think it was, like, when they were airing episode 15. And it was originally not that, doing that good here in the United States, like, before episode 17. And people were wanting and Dylan Sprouse was like, "If it's not doing good here in the United States, I'm gonna be producing it so it can get popular."
Oh, did he go through with it or?
Nobody knows, but I assume so because episode 17 was one of that I kept seeing, like, trending and breaking all over social media.
Oh
But
wow, that's amazing.
I was genuinely surprised that he was talking about Demon Slayer, like, on, like, Twitter. Like, he was saying, like, "I'm willing to produce it." I was like, "Damn." And I think the studio says, like, they're always constantly, like, for something about taxes. So it's like, yeah, they kinda need that producing money.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
It
It's a
kinda
really good series too. Like, I
yeah.
it's beautifully animated. I love the story. Inosuke speaks for himself.
I like the composer because, she's a very famous composer from, like, the early 2000s, like Yuki Kadra. She's very famous, incredibly well done. She did the Madoka franchise music, the Fate franchise. She did a lot. There's also one anime called Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. She also did the music for that. The
Yeah,
Dot
resume.
Hack franchise, yeah.
Oh, I do know Dot Hack. Never
Yeah,
played them, but they
she did
look
the
great.
Dot Hack franchise. She also worked with I remember that Adult Swim had like an anime that was coming over here first. I think it was called something about the Pirate Princess, and she did the music for them over here.
Hmm.
She also did the music for Sword Art Online. I have never seen it. I remember I just saw the opening and I was like, okay, I'm done.
A passing history with it. Maybe like the first 3 episodes didn't really grab me, but
The Abridged series is really good. I was so surprised that the Abridged series was so well done.
I'll bet it is. A majority of Abridged series are really good because, you have Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, you have Dragon Ball Abridged. A lot of people think it's making fun of it, but parody comes from a place of love, so I can see an Abridged series, resonating with people.
I kind of miss the Abridged like trend back in the late 2010s. I miss that so much because a lot of people don't realize that in order to know you love something, you have to like poke fun of it and make criticism out of it. I think so.
Mhm.
Because I like when because there's like a lot of franchises that I really do like, but I'm also very critical of it. And I was telling my friend saying like you can tell I care about a franchise if I'm critical of it because I want it to do better.
I don't blindly love something.
I
That's no
mean,
way to live.
yeah. The only thing I can blindly love is probably Hello Kitty. But that's because I like Choco Cat. But
Who
even
can hate
Choco Cat doesn't
kitty?
get that much love. Choco Cat is like a little cute little black cat.
Oh, that's the black cat. Okay, I've
Yeah,
seen
Choco Cat.
merch.
He's not that popular in Japan compared to the United States. And I was really surprised too because I remember reading that black cats are like good luck in many countries, including Japan.
Yeah, and who doesn't love black cats?
Yeah, and I don't get like the black cat hate because it's like if the oldest textbooks say that they were good luck, I'm pretty sure they know better than us. They're so cute and fluffy, and it's like they're like a little Black Panther.
Yeah, if I wasn't allergic, I would get another cat, a black cat
Oh,
specifically.
oh, you can only get like Russian blues or something like hypoallergenic cat.
Oh, really? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Russian blues are hyperallergenic?
Yes, they are.
Oh, good to know.
Mm-hmm. My brother was telling me that when I first got my black cat, we didn't know if it was a girl or a boy. I was like, name it Chadwick Boseman. I'm like, I'm not naming the cat Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. Oh my god.
He wanted me to name it with Chadwick Boseman. Oren goes like, name it T'Challa. I was like, I'm not naming the cat T'Challa. And he was like, why? It's a Black Panther. I was like, no. Then we found out it was a girl when we was checking between her legs. Sounds wrong saying that, but
I mean,
yes.
that's how you find out.
I know. It's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, little one, but we had to check. It was really funny too because when I got that black cat, she was like the most hussy. She was like the most hissiest one. She was like angry. She hated everybody. But then after taking, because I found my neighbors found her when she was only 3 weeks old, her and her brothers, and she was like guarding them. It was really cute.
Aw.
And then I had a baby. I was like fostering the 3-week-old kittens for like a while. They were so cute and small. And then after like 2 to 3 weeks, we had to give them to the shelter because the landlady said we can't have them for too long.
Oh, that's
I
unfortunate.
I really wish I could have like fostered the kittens more.
Mm-hmm.
But then that fluffy black cat, I was like, oh, she was like snuggling up to me. She was sleeping next to me. She was like there for me. I was like, that's how I know you're the one.
Yeah, she had to come with you.
I know. And then she became the clingiest one. She went from like, no one's gonna hurt my brothers to, Mother, please love me forever. Where are you going, Mother? Mother! Mother!
Talk about character development.
I know. She follows me everywhere. Sometimes she even, one time I was after I was taking a shower, she was grabbing my foot. She was like, "Come on, get out of the shower. Come on. It's bad in there. It's bad."
Trying to save you.
Exactly. And I was like, I'm hairless compared to you. Kind of need the shower. She didn't get it, but it's okay. She's cute.
It's okay.
Right now she's like turning 5 months old this month.
Oh, she's still a baby. Aw.
I know, she's just a little one. And I like bottle fed her back when she was only 3 weeks.
Aw.
The vet was really surprised that I have kept her since that long ago. Because the mom abandoned them like after she was caught by humans.
Oh no.
It was fine though because now they're all safe.
Oh, good, good.
Happy story for everybody.
As long as there's a
Happy
happy ending. Kids can
Yes,
handle
yes.
anything as long as there's a happy ending.
Exactly. I know that the other countries make fun of the United States for always having happy endings, but it's like our heart can't take much more of like animals. Like, come on, it's the cuteness of animals. Like, honestly, we were all kind of rooting for John Wick. What happened to the beagle?
Oh yeah.
I was also telling my friend that beagles are very popular in media because you have John Wick's dog Daisy, and then you got Courage the Cowardly Dog, and then you got Snoopy.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows of all time.
So
To the point where
true.
even my dad enjoys it. Like he will sit down and watch an episode with me when I was younger.
I also didn't know that in Courage the Cowardly Dog, like what was her name?
Muriel?
Uriel. I did not know like the actress like one of the last roles was like a crossover with Scooby Doo.
She did. Yeah, and I still need to see
Yeah,
that.
I need to see that, but my heart can't take it because knowing it was one of her last roles.
Yeah.
Because in my head, because in my heart, it's like, no, you're still alive forever.
In our hearts.
Exactly.
Yeah, she
I
really
was
did
like,
make that character just an absolute sweetheart of a woman. Both of
yeah.
them. Yeah, Thea White, I think her name is.
Mm-hmm. I also like because I also have another cat. He's black and white. My whole family jokes around saying he looks like a little cow. But I was like, no, he looks like Courage. I'm like, Courage, get to the van, help us.
I'll save you!
The things I do for love.
The things I do for love.
Exactly. And you can't help but love Courage for that. And it's like, oh, did so much.
Yeah.
It was a cute little pink beagle, which I don't think we're ever going to see in our life.
Oh, no, never.
It would
In
be
which
really
case, if
strange.
you do, take that dog to a vet, please.
I know you can, like, dye your dog, but it has to be with, like, beet juice. But even then, you have to be very extremely careful.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the risk.
No. Plus, I
As
don't
cute as
think
it would
dogs likes
be,
beets.
no.
I
Yeah,
don't think
plus I don't think the
dogs.
dog would appreciate it either, you're right.
Yeah. I wanna try beets, but they look gross.
Never had them. I wouldn't mind, I'll try anything once.
Yeah, but I've tried radishes once. Never again.
Oh, didn't care for it?
No,
They're
because it
okay.
reminded me of onions, the texture. What kind of Mexican am I to hate onions?
I guess it's all about how you prepare them, but again, sometimes it's just the texture that can turn you off.
I hate
Yeah,
onions.
like it's funny, I I don't like watermelon, but I do like things that are watermelon flavored, because I just don't like the way they taste going down, the texture. Not a
I
fan.
totally get that. I totally get it. Because it's like, I like the flavor, it's just the texture. And I have
Exactly.
autism, so it kinda makes things kinda makes things, like, more hypersensitive when it comes to food.
Right.
So it's like, there's, like, some foods I don't like touching or, like, the texture, or I'm like, when it comes to apples, they have to be cold, or I don't like them, like, room temperature.
Mhm.
And it's like, if only I wasn't having this autistic power. God gave me autism, because if I did, I would be unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Exactly. Plus, I also don't like it when food touches other food, like mashed potatoes touching, like, rice or
Oh,
corn. I always have to separate that.
yeah, no, it can throw off your dinner balance.
Exactly. Now, this is the part of the segment where we have almost less than 5 minutes. Is there anything you wish to say at near the end?
Honestly, I appreciate this. Like, thank you so much for having me. It was my first interview. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous, but you're very easy to talk to. Your friends were right. Yeah, this was an absolute pleasure.
One more thing.
Hmm.
During the description box, we are able to give the website of any shout outs or anything. Do you have a website or anything where your demo where I can put in?
Really, you can just there's my Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. VioletHap VA.
Hmm.
And there's an animated series that I'm working on right now called We Are the Road Crew, and the pilot's being handled by a guy named McMetalface YT.
Ooh,
Yeah, so, by all means follow him as well. And he also makes other animations on the side, and he does all of it by himself. Dude is insanely talented. Yes, I
it's
recommend checking him out as
amazing.
well.
I did not know that. That's amazing. I will be putting that in the description box.
Thank
Please
you.
remember to check that out. And also, another thing, please remember, do not put your dogs in beet juice, because then they're going to look a little weirdish red.
If you learned anything from this podcast, it's that. Don't put your dogs in beet juice.
Thank you for listening. Now,